Easter Lunch Bliss, written by Swish Diablo, read by Swish Diablo. Spring has arrived in Ponyville. Easter was around the corner, and every pony town was looking forward to celebrating Easter. Even at Sugar Cube Corner had already come up with some new decorations on muffins and other sweets, because it was only 2 days away. One night, Twilight and Spike sat in the library at the castle to talk about what to do for Easter. I can't come up with anything to do for Easter. I cannot come up with anything either, said Spike. Spike said some things about something, and suddenly came up with something. Twilight, how about we have something with our friends during Easter? That sounds like a good idea, Spike. Are you looking... What idea did you have in mind to do with our friends? It was then again quiet in the library, when both sat and thought about what they want to do with their friends. How about we have an egg hunting? We did that last year, said Spike. Yes, I remember that now. What about we have a lunch with our friends? That's not a bad idea, said Twilight. But where are we going to have a lunch? We can have it at the castle. We could, but I was wondering if we could have it somewhere else. How about at the park? Said Spike. Twilight was thinking about it. We can probably do that. It sounds like a good idea, said Twilight. We can ask our friends about the idea. We can do that. We can split up. I can take Applejack, Fluttershy, Rainbow, and you take Rarity and Pinky. I can do that. I can ask Pinky if she wants to bring some Easter cupcakes to the park, said Spike. That sounds like a good idea, said Twilight. We can do that tomorrow. It's getting late. Yes, I agree, said Spike. Spike was yawning and they both chose to go to bed. Good night, Twilight. Good night, Spike. The next morning, Twilight was supposed to having cooked breakfast for her when Spike came into the kitchen. Good morning, Spike. Good morning, Twilight. Did you sleep well? Well, I slept like a rock last night, said Spike. Did you sleep well? I did sleep well last night. Spike started eating the pancakes that Twilight had made for breakfast. When she was set down, she also was finished. Are you going to ask Pinky and Rarity today for lunch? I will do that after breakfast, said Spike. It is good. I will take care of the others after lunch. I have to do something at the castle. Do you need any help with that? No, I'm fine. Are you sure? Asked Spike. I'm sure of it. Okay. They both sat down and enjoyed the breakfast together, and after breakfast, Spike went to Sugar Pig Corner first. Twilight went to the library to make some of the new books that she got from Celestia. At Sugar Pig Corner, Pinky was surprised to see Spike so early in the morning. Good morning, Spike. What are you doing here so early? Good morning, Pinky. Well, I'm here to tell you that Twilight will invite you and the others for Easter lunch at Easter Eve at the park. It sounds like a good, fun idea. I'm looking forward to it, said Pinky. If you might want to bring some Easter cupcakes for lunch with too, I can do that, Spike. Well, I'm going to write to tell her. Have a good day, Pinky. You too, Spike. Spike left Sugarcube Corner and headed to Rarity's boutique. He just arrived when she opened it for the day. She saw Spike coming and walk into her boutique. Hey Spike, you're doing it so early. Hi Rarity, I'm coming to tell you that Twilight will invite you and the others for Easter lunch on Easter Eve at the park. It sounds like a fun idea. I'm looking forward to this, said Rarity. Do you need any some help at this boutique? You are so kind, and of course, I will need some help. Both Spike stepped in the Rarity's boutique. Do you want some tea first, sweetie? I want that, honey, said Spike. Spike and Rarity had been dating for a year, and Rarity was surprised when Spike told her about his feelings for her. When he asked her out on a date, she couldn't say no. She and Spike loved each other so much, even their friends were so happy for them. Rarity brought some tea to Spike and both sat down and chatted before Rarity had to start work. What are you planning to do for Easter lunch? We had planned for a simple Easter lunch at the park, and Pinky will bring some Easter cupcakes for dessert. Darling, it sounds like a good idea. Agreed, says Spike. After they drank tea, Rarity started working to fix some new fabrics, and Spike was helping her as always. An hour later, Twilight was ready to leave the castle and flew to Rainbow's home first and knocked on the door. Who is it? It's me, Twilight. Give me a moment. After a few minutes, Rainbow opened the door. Hey, Twilight, what are you doing here? Hey, Rainbow, I'm gonna tell you that I will have an Easter lunch at the park on Easter Eve if you're interested. Of course I'm interested. Well, I just wanted to come and tell you. Thanks, Twilight. Appreciate it. Twilight flew to Sweet Apple Acres, and she found Applejack feeding the chickens when she arrived. Hey, Twilight, what are you doing here? Hey, AJ, I came to tell you that we are having Easter lunch at the park on Easter Eve if you want to come. Sugar Cube, it's obvious I will be there, said Applejack. It's good how this. Is everything okay here at the farm? Everything goes well. Applum helps Grace me to bake some pies. Sounds good. I'm going to Fluttershy to tell her. Have a good day, Twilight. Have a good day to you too, AJ. Twilight flew to Fluttershy's cottage, and when she arrived, she saw that Fluttershy was feeding some of her animal friends. Hey, Fluttershy! Fluttershy didn't see Twilight. It jumped in the air, slowly turned around, and saw it was Twilight. Twilight! You scared me there. Sorry, I was not meant to scare you. It's okay, but what are you doing here? I'm here to invite you for Easter lunch on Easter Eve at the park if you want to come. Of course I will be there. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be nice though. How are you? I'm doing well. I'm just taking care of some of my animal friends. Do you want to come inside for some tea? I would like that. Both went inside the Fluttershy's home and she put on tea. Both sat down and small talked until the tea was ready. How is it going between you and Discord? Fluttershy blushed a little when Twilight asked her. It's going well between us. I was surprised that you started dating, but I'm happy for you too. Thanks, Twilight. We appreciate it. In the meantime, they both sat down and small talked about different things until it was time for Twilight to return home. Thanks for the tea, and I'm looking forward to the Easter Eve. Same here. Bye, Fluttershy. Bye, Twilight. Twilight returned to the Ponyville, and she chose to stop at Sugar Cube Corner to buy some cupcakes for her and Spike. Hey, Twilight. Hey, Pinky. What can I do for you? I was thinking of buying some cupcakes. What kind of cupcakes were you thinking about? Twilight stood for a moment of thinking about it, and she couldn't even decide what flavor of the cupcakes. I can't decide what flavor. Everything is good. How about apple cupcakes? Sounds good. I think it doesn't. Well, I'll just have to pack them in a box. After a few minutes, Pinky had just packed down a dozen of cupcakes. Here we go. It will be 15 bits. Thank you, and have a good day. Same to you too, Twilight. Twilight went back to the castle and sat down in the library to take some time off. She understood that Spike was still at Rarity's boutique. She was happy that he had found some pony to be with. Twilight chose the reason during the in the meantime. At 3 p.m., Spike returned to the castle. Hey, Twilight, did you tell the others? Hey, Spike, it went well, and yeah, they are coming for the park for the lunch. It's good. I'm hungry. I bought some apple cupcakes. You can take some if you want. Thanks, Twilight. Spike sat down and took two cupcakes and enjoyed them. I get to think about one thing when I was at Rarities. What was that? Well, What are we going to eat at Sweet for Easter lunch? While I was sitting there, I just realized she and Spike had even talked about what they were going to eat for Easter lunch. She hit herself with a hoof in the face. Sweet Celestia, I never thought about that. We can figure out something, but Easter Eve is tomorrow. There is no danger. We will come up with a solution. We usually do. You're probably right, Spike. Twilight sat thinking of what they could eat for Easter lunch. How about we make pasta salad for Easter lunch? Since everything something is quick and easy to make and others like it. It's a good idea. We can make that. Since Pinky will bring cupcakes for desserts, which is all that. You're right, Spike said Twilight. Well, I am your number one assistant, said Spike with a smile. You really are, said Twilight. Both were happy that they decided what to eat for Easter lunch. The rest of the day, both took it easy and went to bed early. The next morning, both got up around 7 a.m. to make order to prepare the pasta salad for lunch. I'm looking forward to today, said Twilight. Same here, said Spike. It's gonna be nice. Yes, having lunch with our friends at the park was a good idea. After breakfast, they started to prepare the pasta salad, and after they were ready, they went. It's gonna wait until 11:55 a.m. before they was going to the park. Meanwhile, Twilight and Spike sat in the library to take it easy while they was waiting. When it was 11:55, both Twilight and Spike went to the park and they were first to arrive. Wondering when the others will be here, said Twilight. They will probably be here soon. Spike was right. Within a few minutes, Pinky, Fluttershy, Applejack, and Rainbow appeared. In a few more minutes, Rarity appeared. Nice you can be here, darling. We would not miss the lunch for anything in the whole world, said Rarity. You're so right, said Rainbow. Sugarcube, we would never miss your lunch, said Applejack. Let's enjoy the food. Sounds like a good suggestion, said Twilight. Twilight put down the blanket on the ground and all sat down, and Twilight got the pasta salad and every pony looked happy with their chosen for lunch. Hope it tastes good, darling. You always cook good food. Thank you, Rarity. They all started eating, enjoying this salad. It was a good success that Twilight and every pony enjoyed the salad. After they had been eating, they sat down and rested and small talk a little bit. Pinky, did you bring the cupcakes? Of course I did, and a basket of chocolate eggs for everyone. And it's gonna be good. What is the flavor for the cupcakes? Asked Fluttershy. It's chocolate cupcakes, said Pinky. It's gonna be good, said Applejack. Every pony took out their cupcake and agreed it was a good flavor. Afterwards, they took one each chocolate egg. Afterwards, they sat there and just continued and talk about the lunch and some other things. This was a good idea. Let's do this again soon, said Applejack. Yeah, that was a fun time, said El Rainbow. I agreed. It was a fun time, said Rarity. I think it's always fun to spend time with my old friends, said Spike. I agreed, said Twilight. I can say that this Easter I will remember for a long time to come, said Applejack. Same here, because it has been a nice, especially spending time with our friends, said Rarity. I agree with that, said Twilight. Let's enjoy the rest of the afternoon together. That is a good idea, said Twilight. The rest of the afternoon, they remained at the park before they went to the castle to calm down and eat some Easter candy that Twilight had bought for them. Both Twilight and Spike were happy that their Easter lunch was a success and couldn't have had a better Easter with their friends. The end.